Welcome to this lecture by Professor Buisa. To my students of research methods, I want to elaborate or guide you on the PowerPoint of this lesson that I've just sent you. We are talking about a guide to identifying a research problem. And what are we saying? Yes, we do research to solve some problem, to fill some gap. And indeed, virtually every research addresses a problem. I've not seen any researcher that doesn't address a problem. Whether it's a gap in knowledge, or a policy problem, but it is always addressing a problem. Now, without a clearly stated and succinctly written statement of a research problem, a researcher will not know what research he or she needs to conduct in order to find answers using a correct research approach to address the problem. If a researcher states his or her problem clearly in a statement, then the researcher, whether himself or herself or another researcher who looks at the problem statement, will be able to understand how and what is needed to conduct a research to successfully find answers to the problem. So the bottom line is a good statement of the problem leads to a good research. Yes, that is it. Yes. Scratching your head, which way, which method, which methodology, without a good statement of the problem, that is what you'll be. Any road will lead you there. Because if you don't know where you are going, then indeed any road will lead you there. Or you will go nowhere. You don't know where you're going. But to get to this bright end, question mark, problem statement. And that is why stating your problem, writing a statement of the problem is crucial. Now, one technique for identifying a research problem is the problem tree analysis. And as the name implies, this tool resembles a tree. The root of the tree in the lower part of the drawing metaphorically represents the trunk. At the center of the drawing represents the main problem. And the tree branches on the upper side of the drawing provide a visual representation of the effect of the main problem. There it is now, a tree. Yes, a tree. Those are the consequences. The trunk, main problem, the roots, the causes. So there we are, the branches, the trunk, the roots. So we are saying that every problem has a cause and it has a root cause. Hence the metaphor of a tree. And please don't mind the background noise. I'm at home. I'm a small peasant. So children will cry. My hands will make noise. That's part of life. Now, the whole purpose of the problem tree analysis is to define the main problems present in the community or elsewhere in order to analyze and prioritize their causes as the first step towards effective, sustainable solutions. What am I saying? You are not just going to do research for the sake of research. No, not with Buisa. You are going to do research that produces a solution, and the real solution. At our level at PhD, our research results should be used to help develop this country. I'm therefore not going to allow theoretical researches that go to gather dust on the shelves. Now, many, if not all, the things we see as problems are actually symptoms of problems. I know Dr. in this house is smiling and saying, I am right. When students burn dormitories, that is not the problem, but a symptom of the problem. Why are they burning dormitories? So the question is why? When fuel prices rise, that may be a symptom of the real problem. So we ask, why? Why are fuel prices rising? When you get a fever, doctor will tell you that is a symptom of something else. So why am I getting a fever? You are now getting the word why. The term why is a very crucial question. When you see something happening, ask yourself, why is it happening? And when you say, why is it happening? You'll go and find out. And therefore, the why approach to problem identification. So the problem tree analysis helps unearth the root causes of the problem, and when addressed by research and solved or uprooted, then the symptoms will disappear for good. But if we simply address the symptoms, they will recur. If you go to hospital, dispenser with a headache, and they give you painkiller, it won't help, Simply expelling a student who caused arson in school may not be a permanent solution. And the painkillers, may ease the headache, but may not be the permanent solution. So, there we are. We want to understand the root causes. That's a tree. The causes are there, the root causes. They're actually hidden. They have to be found. But what we see on top, the symptoms, the tree there, if the fruits are sweet, then probably the soil, the roots, fertile. If the roots are bitter, then probably what is hidden down there is acidic, and then the problem over there. So this is an illustration of a problem tree. So this is the core problem, a gap from goal or standard, like a fever. You get fever and you feel you have a problem. No, that's not a problem. There must be causes. The roots, the system below the surface, bringing about the problem. Like infection. Just don't treat the fever. You may be infected. And the symptoms up there now, the result or outcome of the problem. What you see as a problem, the obvious one. So that is aching, weak, tired. So we are saying this now is the problem tree. That what we see are symptoms, and when we're going to solve it, we must go deep and uncover them, and that's what you do in research. You see something happening, you observe something happening, and then you go do research and dig it deep. Therefore, this problem tree analysis is quite helpful. There you are now, an illustration, the core problem. A problem can have primary causes. There they are, primary causes. Those primary causes can have secondary causes. We can even have third, tertiary causes and all that. And that's why we say why. When you see this problem, say, why is this problem? Then you find the primary causes. Then you say again, why are these primary causes? Then you say again, second. You can go on why, and you'll be discovering the root causes. So when you address the root causes, that's when you will solve that problem. If you address just the primary causes, the roots will sprout again. And if you leave this problem to continue unsolved, then you have the primary effect, first level effect or immediate effect, and then second effect, and so on and so forth. You can actually go deeper and deeper to get the root causes, depending on what your problem is. You can also go on and on and have the ultimate effect. So this problem tree analysis helps us to dig deep and find the root cause, uproot it. And Kenyans, remember, before Section 2A was repealed, politicians were being, imprisoned because they were breaking the law. And the root cause was because there was a clause that Kenya is a one-party system. When that was removed, then there it is. You know it. So, let's have now an example. You go in the village, in your county, there is lack of sufficient clean water. That looks like the core problem. Lack of sufficient clean water. So now, this lack of sufficient clean water may be because there are few service connections. And if there are few service connections, because there is insufficient maintenance, the funds, insufficient maintenance funds will lead to few service connection, and therefore will lead to lack of sufficient clean water. We can also have deteriorating water system. And why is it deteriorating? Bureaucratic water administration. This is illustrative only. So, the primary causes may be caused by secondary causes, and we go down and down and then discover more. And now, if this problem persists, then we might have high rate of diseases. And high rate of diseases might lead to high rate of infant mortality. You can go on. What will be the effect of infant mortality? You can go on and on. Alternatively, you can, because of lack of sufficient clean water, you can have low productivity of workers. A thirsty worker will have low productivity and then low income. I hope you are hearing my poultry out there crying. So we are saying, therefore, these are the causes. These are the causes. And those are the effects. So we have now actually built our problem tree. Good. Look at that. Teenagers don't finish school. That is a problem, a core problem, but we want to address it. So we start going down. Why? Parents don't encourage them. That's one route. And why don't parents encourage them? Parents don't think school is important. Yes, there are some areas in Kenya here where parents don't think so. Or parents are too busy to discipline and support the children. Therefore, teenagers don't finish school. Teenagers may also not finish school because school is not interesting. Teenagers may also not finish school because there's need to find employment to support family. Low family income. The causes. And then the effects. If teenagers don't finish school, then difficult finding a job. Low future income. Or else higher teenage pregnancy rates because they don't finish school. We saw in Machakos the other day. Higher drug alcohol use. More accidents. More crime. Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen that is the core problem. This is the causes, the roots, and this is the effect. Now, as a researcher, you should be noticing something now. This problem tree analysis will help you, one, write your statement of the problem. You can generate your statement of the problem right from this problems tree. And then you can also generate the general objective from that tree and the title. Of course, when you paraphrase the general objective, you are getting your title. So, a well-done problem tree will assist you. Write the statement of the problem, generate the general objective and the title from the core problem. Down there, you are not going to generate specific objectives. Look at them, or hypotheses. Like, teenagers don't finish school because school is not interesting. That's a hypothesis. That could be a specific objective. So, you go on, and then up there, you can see that is justification of your study. That if we don't do this research, the effects are more accidents. So this research is justified. The rationale is found there, and the beneficiaries are found there. So you see, if you do your problem tree very well, you are killing so many bats with the same stone. You are getting your statement of the problem generated. You are getting the general objective generated. You are getting your title. Also, I have said, please never start your research by writing a title or a topic. You are generating a specific objectives and hypotheses, particularly for quantitative research. And you are already generating your justification, rationale, and the benefit of the study. So, a very rich technique. Now, view the following videos to supplement the lecture, and let's schedule our first WhatsApp discussion on problem 3. Those links will supplement this short talk. And your assignment is construct a problem tree for any problem you have observed in Kenya presently.